heard her on the video asked, what am I being arrested for?
He never identified it.
And he never even answers that question and never even tries to justify anything that he's doing. He doesn't explain anything to her. He just simply starts escalating the situation. And I've heard the other side of it where she escalates, but as police officers, we were taught to de-escalate situations. One of the things that's very effective, if someone is yelling at you, if you lower your voice and you start talking lower, then all of a sudden they lower their voice, and sometimes they'll even lean in. I did that many times when I was a police officer and arrested someone that started yelling at me, and I started almost whispering, where they want to hear what I'm saying. Even if they're being combative, they want to know, and she wanted to know why she was being arrested. Worse than that, she even tells him problems that she has, and he completely ignores those. To that officer, the video clearly shows it was all about, you'll do exactly what I tell you to do, and don't question me about legal things. And we talked about the Declaration of Independence, and that's exactly what the king was doing to the colonies. By God, you'll do what I tell you to do. And some men stood up. They pledged themselves, their fortunes, and their good name to say to the king, you know what? We're not going to do what you tell us to do anymore. Right. And that's why I'm so proud of Rob organizing that. Every lawyer that participated when I was president, they each individually thanked me and said, my God, this is the first time that I've read, and it was so moving that I want to do it every year. And so every year I think the numbers have grown.
Thank you, Earl. You made it a bigger deal in Houston too. But may I comment on the tape?
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a visceral reaction on my part when I see this, and when I see the way he's abusing her and his mannerisms, his speech, everything about him, and it's scary and it's intimidating. And she's on the side of the road and he's armed. Everything about it is scary, and it's as if he's oblivious to the fact that he is that intimidating to this woman, because she's got some strength of character and she is being less than respectful to him, but nothing that she's doing should incite this kind of tyrannical behavior on his part. What also you catch at the very beginning, he set this up. She says at the very beginning, and I had to listen to this several times before I caught it, but she says he rode right up on her and she moved over to get out of his way. So, and we've all had this happen to us, where a cop gets right up on your butt, on your bumper, and you get out of their way because you think they're trying to pass you.
Right.
He did that to her, she moved over, and then he pulls her over for not signaling. I mean, she probably, like most of us, didn't even think to signal. She was just trying to get out of his way. So he created this whole scenario by riding right up on her, and then she ends up in jail because she didn't signal over that. This whole catastrophe was because of this officer's bad conduct, and he didn't follow his training. Obviously, he's trained better than that. He's a state trooper, which means he's had some very good training. And most troopers, in my experience, are very professional, and they pride themselves in being professional. And as far as every different law enforcement agency, I think they're generally more professional than most. I mean, they pull people over on the highway all the time and deal with combative people. That does not, this whole deal, I'm going to light you up. And here's one other thing I'd add. He did all this knowing
he's being recorded.
that he's being recorded. Can you imagine what he would do if he didn't know he was being recorded? That lady would probably been killed on the side of the road. I mean, this is outrageous police conduct in what it's reflecting, and we see more and more across the country this abuse of frankly, of poor people and minorities by, let's just call it what it is. That's what it is. I think if she'd have been a blue-haired white lady, I don't think she'd have been treated this way. I think it is abuse of minorities. I think that's a big part of it, and I think that's why she got pulled over. I think that's why she got harassed, and I just think we ought to call it what it is. And it's racism, and it's inherent in our criminal justice system.